Oh,
Oh man, I must have just started the wrong party then, because I've been sitting there for half an hour.
well, good man. How's it going, man?
Right, yourself?
Alright, man. No bad. What's been happening this week?
No, I just trying. I've been to the gym this week.
Nice one,
Yeah, a couple of times. Got some shit done. I managed to. This something today saved me about £1,000 basically, which is quite nice. So you know I'm closing the company.
Yeah.
Of there's a couple of people like VAT, which fuck them. They'll do it. You know, the government shaft us left, right, and centre. The idea is to pay as little tax as possible. Fuck them. One other company who are going to lose out, unfortunately, but they're a huge company, and they've apparently they've done something that they shouldn't have done anyway. What they did is they just kept on extending my credit without talking to me about it. They just did it and then told me they'd done it, and then they ended up letting me have £4,000 worth of credit, and I can't pay it.
Wanker.
But also 2 weeks ago they just didn't turn up for delivery on a Saturday, and I had no fries, so I had to shut about 7 or 8 hours early on my busiest night. Cost me a couple of grand, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. There's 2 companies locally. One of them I've got, I've known for years and they've always talked. Another one that we've had a good relationship in this project, and I've said to both of them, I phoned them both up and I'm like, look, I'm happy. Just so you know, I'm going to pay back. Even if the company shuts, with you, if you under quid still outstanding, just don't fret. I'm going to pay it myself in a couple of weeks. But I thought, oh great, well cheers for letting us know. And I was like, just to make sure it's alright to carry on buying off you. Obviously, I'm going to get it down, and then if there is a couple hundred quid left at the end, then I'm just going to pay it myself. Oh, great, yeah, it's fine. Carry on buying. I'll text my wing company today.
Oh, man.
And said, just asked for some more wings. He phoned me up and was like, yeah, sorry, the account's put your account on hold. And I was like, why? Because you shut it. And I was like, well, yeah, but I did tell you this. I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to carry on buying, but I'm going to be getting it down over the next couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago, put it this way, I owed them 1,200 quid, paid them like 600 quid, bought another 200 quid worth of wings. So I paid 400 off the deficit at that point, and then I basically was going to do it this weekend as well. And normally they freeze accounts if like you've got an outstanding amount for over 28 days, which I have, but it's 18 quid. And I was like, well, so you're saying, I was just like, well, don't worry, I'll get my wings. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Well, so basically, I've been honest with you, so therefore. So, well, people do this sort of thing. I was like, yeah, but if I had any intention, I said to her, I literally could shut the company and you wouldn't get that money again. You've got no case to get it. You've got nothing. There's no way of you getting it off me. Instructions I get for people. And I was like, okay, well, tell this woman Teresa, next time I do a food project, I'm never going to consider you as a company. Because this is something I did at the start when Mattia, my first chef, wasted all his stock as well. It was their stock. And he phoned them up trying to blame it on them. And they sent him off meat, and they said, oh look, well, as a goodwill gesture, we'll give you 20p per kilo off of your chicken wings from now until that deficit of £980 or whatever is settled. And I phoned up and said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just give him the normal price. He's just trying to blame it on you. Fuck him. I appreciate it, but I want to start on the right foot. Don't worry about the discount. Just, that's his problem. That's my problem. I've just wasted the money, but that's how it is. So I've been like that with them from the start. And basically today she was like, well, it wasn't her, but she's having to speak to me on behalf of her company and her accounts department, my rep. And I was like, well, you know, I'm never going to use you again. And she's like, yeah, look, it's nothing personal. Yeah, but also it is personal because I told you I was going to pay that money regardless. Because to me, it's personal. I don't want to do that to you. So I took the empathy of, you know, you've been good to me. I don't like doing business like this. And this is how, you know, she's like, yeah, well, sorry, there's nothing I can do. I was like, well, good luck getting it back now.
Yeah. Look at it, man.
I was like, it's alright, the next 2 weeks, I'll just buy wings off someone else. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just buy them cash. I could have, if she'd have said to me, can you pay for them cash tomorrow? I'd have said, yeah.
Yeah.
But she just saved me £1,000, basically. Because I was going to pay that out of my own pocket. Afterwards. I was going to try and get as much down as possible. But then the 500 quid or whatever was outstanding, I was just going to go, you know, I was just going to pay it back myself. Well, tell this fucking Teresa who thinks she's being clever by shutting my account. She thinks, oh, I'll show him, he's bloody stopping by her, you know, shut him. Okay. You just cost yourself £1,000. Well fucking done. Give Teresa a pay rise. Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds it, man.
I'm not asking for a lot as well. 60 kilos of wings is £180.
Yeah.
You could have just sent that out to me. It's not. I mean, I appreciate it's not this woman's fault. But I was like, look, well, you just done yourself now. I didn't say this in the, you know, correctly because you don't know recording calls and stuff. But, well, you know, I don't have to give you that money, and you've got nothing to make me. It's like, yeah, I know. You just physically can't. It's all in the company's name. I'm not personally liable for any of that company's debts. So you're not going to win this one. I've got the high ground.
I've got the high ground, Anakin. Sounds like situation. Business, God, man. Business.
Yeah, it's just like, you fucking idiots. What are you thinking? Now I've got no problem just not paying it, you know? I just like, alright, cool. It plants a seed in my head thinking, maybe I should piss off the other company as well. So I don't feel bad. Not paying them. But nah. Team Wipes, the other company, they provide my life.
Yeah. I used to use them, like,
Team Wipes, do they have them off as well?
I'm sure it's a subsidiary of something else.
I thought they were just south of London.
Independent. Recognise the name anyway, like, it's like,
Terry the owner.
Napkin.
I imagine, maybe it's a different company or yeah, spread out.
Yeah. How do you get? How you get on with the dead cells? Enjoying it?
It's sweet, yeah. I mean, it's a bit repetitive at this point.
Yeah.
And some of the deaths are frustrating, aren't they? It's like, fuck off.
It's stressful, like.
Yeah, it just feels a bit like I've got to do all that again, even though it's only 45 minutes tops.
Only. It's actually one of the biggest selling games on Switch, like.
Oh yeah.
This quick wee handheld game. I'm playing a game that you'll fucking love, by the way. I swear to God, you'll all love it. ROLLERDROME. Yeah, honestly, no, it's amazing. Like, it's like Tony Hawk's mixed with Max Payne and Running Man, getting the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Oh, it's good, like. You're doing tricks while shooting and dodging and looking cool. It's got a totally cool art style as well. It's quite hard, like, but I was never the best at Tony Hawk, to be honest. Like, average. I've got the high score now. Come on.
I just saw the game. PlayStation Plus games for this month because my PlayStation reminded me to get them before I can't.
You mean
good month, wasn't it?
Yakuza and something else?
Yakuza, Tony Hawk's 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and Little Nightmares.
I've been meaning to play Little Nightmares. It was Eric was telling me about it. Like, there you go. Right?
Yeah, it's one of them games that I keep looking at and thinking, oh, that looks intriguing.
Sorry, horror platformy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like Limbo, kind of.
Yeah.
I think Limbo inspired quite a few.
Atmospheric.
Yeah.
Give it a wee go for sure, right? I can't get this high score, like, what I'm doing now. Fucking me, let's go. Aye. The History Ace, by the way, I really recommend it. Along with 10 million other games. Aye, fuck off. Yes. Did you ever play Max Payne back in the day?
Nah.
No.
Didn't play a lot of PS2 to be honest, after a point, or
No.
3. Done a lot of travelling. I played key games on the PS3 that I know. I was actually playing Xbox at that point in time.
Yeah.
I got a Final Fantasies on PS3 I played. Metal Gear 4. But everything else that was... I ended up playing Resi 5 on the Xbox, because I had... it was the only console that had Command & Conquer.
Oh yeah, Tiberium Wars.
Yeah, and Red Alert. It had
Yeah.
one of... Yeah, and Kane's Wrath, which was... I think that was a continuation of Tiberium Wars 1, yeah, it was. Oh, fucking hell, that was so good.
Oh, they're great games. Like, I actually got Tiberium Wars. Yeah, a charity shop like during the Xbox 360 days. It was really cheap, sealed with a fucking Xbox game on the shelf.
I love those games, honestly. Well, I played so many. I got the trophy for the achievement for over 100 hours of multiplayer. Probably about 10% into my multiplayer career.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe not that much, maybe sort of. I've probably played for multiplayer. At least 100 hours, I reckon. It's really good. But, admittedly, it felt like a lot of the top people that played that game had stopped playing it since Kane's Wrath came out. It is just in Tiberium Wars, you know, you can build off the bases, build off the power plants.
Yeah.
They took that away in Kane's Wrath, so you couldn't build off power plants or barracks. So you couldn't. There was a couple of shitty strategies that you just almost had to lower yourself to in order to be on a level playing field, where you could just base build towards an outpost. And straight away you've got double the income. I used to fuck it. There was one really quick. So the first thing a lot of people would do is send a scout to build an outpost. There was a tiny little. So what most people would do was build their power plant, and then they build their scout. I build my scout first. And it would only mean a case of like 3 seconds. If my scout got to the outpost first, the secret would quit.
Yeah.
That and worms are good.
Worms, Michael, the worms. Breeding worms. How can I get this? Get it! Get it! No, fuck! I can do a wee bit of share screen if you want to see this game, right? on you. Yeah, it's good luck. Do the Tony Hawk style. Imagine the Tony Hawk's but with guns. Imagine that. If Tony Hawk pulled out a shotgun whilst doing a high 40 whatever. Kickflip bullshit.
Hello. You know, Newcastle are the richest football club in the world now by a ridiculous amount of distance.
I don't believe that. Surely not. Surely not.
Well, they've recently been bought, haven't they? I do question the... It's something like the public, the Saudi Public Trust Fund or something like that.
No.
It seems a bit... You know, some eyebrows have been raised. But it's something like... Man United's owners are like the third richest in the world, like as in it's worth the most in the world. But then at like 5 billion, and cities is like at like 12 billion. Everyone else is sort of like 2 billion, 1 billion, and then so on and so on. But then Newcastle's kind of like 300 billion. It does take more than just money. But the money's the main factor. Like, you've got the right people. So you've got to pay the right people the right, you know, good money to run your club properly. But if you can get that right, didn't happen with Blackburn or like there's a couple of other clubs that have they got rules in place now, like the FA have got rules in place now about people buying clubs. They've got to meet criteria. They've got to be deemed fit operators.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's important. Or otherwise you like Man United. Blazers bought Man United before these rules came in place, so... I wouldn't mind if they were. It's just like, come on.
Big loser. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just shouldn't be owning a football club. They shouldn't be taking the money out of it. It's not loads, to be fair. They're getting more shit than me. Then they took out something like 11 million recently, and it's just like that club does fucking turn over ridiculous money, and it's not like they're taking out. But it's the fact that they've got the club into ridiculous debt, and they've moved all of the debts onto the club, and they're not getting it down. So the club owes something like $750 million. Just because it's Man United, anyone will lend them money, and it's always got a turnover.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be in that sort. It'd be really quick to pay that off if they really wanted to. Basically, like, they spend like a fucking $250 million each transfer window, $500 million sometimes.
No.
It wouldn't take that long. Fergie never sort of. He'd buy it. marquees. He'd have marquee signings, but he wouldn't. He's all about the youth, and
See, he testified in Ryan's court case the other day.
character testimony, yeah, wasn't it?
Kigsy.
I don't really know what to think of that, because, as the judge said, we're not here to judge the court of morals.
Yeah, it's
I
assault
don't doubt for a
charge.
second the way he's behaved is immoral. I've just got
No,
to
yeah.
I'm pretty confident of that. I'm not.
The
Yeah.
infidelity.
Yeah. And do you know what? Perhaps he does deserve to have his name dragged through the mud for the way he's, you know, you can't just go around, even if it's not illegal. If you go around acting like that, you just can't be surprised if someone out you eventually.
Do you think I should become a character witness since I'm mates with Rodri Giggs? They should call me up. Aye, he fucking shagged my fucking mate's wife.
Everyone knows that's what I'm about.
No, I want to.
Do you read what Fergie said about him though?
Honestly, I can't remember, but I did read it, but I can't remember what it was. But.
Apparently Ryan was the benchmark for calm temperament, because that's why he brought him in. It was about because she was accused of headbutting him out of anger, being a bit of a psychopath in that respect.
Yeah.
And losing his temper a lot. And it was a witness to say that he doesn't, you know, get the best temperament out of any player he's ever using as the benchmark. It was kind of like, if the legendary Ryan Giggs can take this, and take it calmly, you all expect it to. Everyone's, you know, no one's above Fergie, and if Ryan takes it, it was always a sort of how he used him like that.
Yeah.
So I could see him having a problem saying no to women. That's quite a common problem. You shouldn't be shagging your brother's wife, obviously, for that long. That's really, really, really wrong. And I'm gutted because I really, he's a hero. Even if he's found not guilty, I'm not going to fucking love him again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tainted your perception.
Well, it had when he shagged his brother's wife. Honestly,
Haha, that's like
you can't get away. You can't.
And she was also pregnant as well, heavily pregnant. She was also.
It's just a wrong thing. I don't care what his brother was doing, you know, whether he was smoking money off, you know, sponging money off of him or. I imagine it's a bit shit living in the shadows with your brother, like Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his life was like. He does strike me as a little bit of a scrope, Roger Giggs, you know, a bit of a roaster. Yeah, I don't know. This is the thing. It's almost the case. She's admitted under oath that she exaggerated the wounds for the sake of a picture.
Okay.
And his neighbour, I read the story. I read about his neighbour. Apparently, he went round there that night. You know, he was really upset with his slippers and dressing gown and stuff. I was like, you know, something like that. Like coming from the police, and, you know, she was like, oh Ryan, not this again, you know, like an old neighbour that was known as crazy.
Yeah, big shagger.
Well, yeah. It's not unheard of for women to largely exaggerate things when it comes to rich people trying to get money out of them, you know. But something's happened obviously that night. And he is a dog. He gets his name dragged through the mud and he never has the same career. You know, he's not going back into management afterwards. Then that's what he's got to live with. Just don't be a dog. You know, be a decent. Be a Gary Neville. Apparently Gary Neville was like he didn't go out with a team at first on nights out just because he was, you know, Gary Neville was not as good as the others and he knew it. Everyone knew it. Fergie knew it. Phil was actually a better footballer. So Gary had to compensate by working harder. That's how he felt, and that's what he did. And taking care of himself better than anyone else. He had to make up for it somehow. And be consistent and take rehabilitation from injuries seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah, he never went out drinking with them. And then Roy Keane apparently said to me earlier that he's got part of the team, wasn't he?
What were the odds? What were the odds, Gary?
But then apparently he wouldn't drink, he'd just drink sausage and he'd go home like he were the first to go home.
Go in bed at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ready to trade next day.
He collapsed recently.
Did he?
Yeah, I saw an interview with him the other day. It's the first time he's talked about it. Yeah, it was when Sterling scored against Germany in the Euro. He was cheering and then he just collapsed. Because he works so hard all the time. He's got so many business enterprises, and his dad had a heart attack at 65 and died.
Yeah.
And he said that his doctors told him he's got a few problems with it. And obviously he's not a drug taker or a smoker or a drinker.
Yeah.
Apparently he's just going too fast. His dad died apparently. He took he was just always on the go at his age, and then he took a 24-hour flight out to Australia to watch his granddaughter or something like that play netball for England. And had a heart attack while he was out there, and died. Neville.
Yeah, I remember that, reading that in the book.
You know, Gary Neville's, their sister's actually, she's like an international netball player as well.
Yeah.
She's retired now, but played for England, and I think their other sister did as well. They've got like 4 internationals in the family, and they're all different. I think it's not.
Did you know Sylvester Stallone has a wee brother called Frank Stallone?
No.
He's not as successful. He's an actor, he was an actor. I don't know if he's an actor or even alive, but Frank Stallone. He used to be cast in like shitty like Italian mob movies for the time, eh? Frank Stallone. Franco.
What is that?
Just reading about Keanu Reeves just popping into a little village pub in Northamptonshire.
I seen that actually. Did you know John Travolta was in a pub or a village in England doing a movie, and they actually went into a Weatherspoons?
Morrison's.
Yeah, he went into Morrison's, and he went into a Weatherspoons as well. I actually read it today. It was on that article on that Keanu Reeves thing on BBC News. Somebody got a picture of John Travolta and Morrison's and the Weatherspoons. Bizarre, like. He was doing a movie about a farmer or something.
You know Dele Alli?
Don't.
England player, or ex-England player. He once won. He might have even won like 3 years in a row, like Young Player of the Year. And he's one of the most promising, you know, he was fucking amazing. Playing for Spurs, scored, he got top scorer in the league 1 year, and that's for a midfielder. 26 goals is a hell of a lot. And then he's been deemed, he's just, something's happened to him basically, and he's gone to Everton 6 months ago. And now he's going to fucking Turkey. He's only 26. I reckon he's got some serious drug problem. I can look at his face. Something's happened to him where he's just... Maybe not even a problem where he's like, his health proper fucked, but he's just lethargic and downbeat. He'll come out soon and his mental health is fucked. I've got a feeling that it's drugs. He's grown these little short dreads and coloured them all and stuff like that, and he looks like a fucking junkie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Only a bit, but you know, he's also still got the money to take care of himself as better possible.
Fuck you, fuckers. Some health run through it. You cunt. You cunt. Doof. Bonus cocktail.
Match victory.
Six more challenges. Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Do you think Tony Hawk's parents called him Anthony Hawk or Tony Hawk? Anthony Hawk's my skateboarder name.
So probably Anthony.
He was like a proper athlete when he was like 14 or something. Did he not sign really early? Like skateboarding? Really young.
Yeah, I think he did. So, Rodney Mullen was the youngest one.
How old was he? Like,
Look. 56. Oh, I might be wrong about that then. I thought he was older than that. Oh yeah, he's a touch older than 54.
it's getting hard this game, right? there. Get up there. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, fucking. I do it as you'd imagine. Try and cut the ass.
Yeah,
Nah, I do it like normal, Rocky style, in fact.
all looking slow. Oh, fuck's sake, no, 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 no. It's getting fucking hard, like. No, no. Definitely no. Definitely. Come on. Yes.
Carrot shot. Eliminated.
cretin is for the fucking most. What's your favourite, like, sweet snack? Like, budget sweet snack?
Budget.
What's, yeah, it's a better way to cake or biscuit or, what was the other category? Was that sort of thing I'm missing?
I like penguins. Penguins.
I'm a fan of penguins.
I had a packet of penguins a while ago. Gold, like gold bars. I had them a few
Gold
weeks ago.
bars, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, nice. Like I had them a few weeks ago.
Underrated.
Like sort of caramelly, white chocolatey goodness. Like. I had them the week. Good.
I'm a fan of chocolate caramel shortbread.
Huh? Good,
You know them things you get in Greg's where there's 4 in a pack?
yeah.
We've had our nearest and probably busiest Greg's in the city uprated the other day. Very exciting.
Can you now sit down in it? Is that upgrade?
No. It's not one of that. It's a really small one. But it does what it needs, you know. It's no big deal. They've just modernised it. Like some of the ones in central London, they're proper plush, and that's the level that this one's been taken to.
Look. Fucking kill him, man. Fucking what should I? Like, I think it's Cheap Streets. Gotta say, M&M's, they're a kind of premium street almost. Mars, Scottish Mini. I had a bar of Tesco's own chocolate last night, that was quite nice, right? Tastes like really average chocolate. Right, come on Rich, we can do it Rich. Kill them, we can do it. Jesus. Almost there, almost there. Hang on.
Got some heat on.
Yeah, size look.
He had family over last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they were having a few drinks, but then the rest of them were gonna
Kara Hassan
pop over to
eliminated.
the west and take Jim. I think Jim's ashes to something to do with his grandparents, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pete did have another bit of gear for today. I'm surprised he's not on do this thing. I don't like it either, but